How's it going, everyone? Today I have another character showcase video for you as we go over Yusuke and how he functions in Persona 5 Strikers. But before that, if you haven't seen my previous character showcase videos, or my video going over basically everything you need to know about Strikers, you can find links to them in the video description. And of course, if you have any questions about this video, Persona 5 Strikers, or any other game that I cover, you can always hit me up over on Twitch at twitch.tv/RoslinGaming, or on my Discord server, both of which are also linked in the video description. Now, I mentioned this in my previous showcase videos, but I'd also like to go ahead and mention it here as well, and that is that these showcase videos aren't meant to be in-depth guides to the characters, rather they're simply meant to be a showcase of the different characters and their core mechanics. So with that out of the way, let's take a look at Yusuke in Persona 5 Strikers. Yusuke is a character that focuses on countering enemy attacks and spamming tons of extra hits on his combos. And it's because of this though that he is one of the more difficult characters to use properly. Counterattacks demand that you recognize when an enemy is going to be using an ability to attack you, and his extra hits demand that you know when it is safe to plant your feet so that you aren't interrupted. As such, learning the proper timing on when to counter is paramount to getting the most out of Yusuke. By hitting the triangle button, you can go into a counter stance for a brief period of time in which you cannot perform any other offensive action. At the beginning of this counter animation, Yusuke's character model will briefly flicker, and it is this moment that you are aiming for in order to actually counter an enemy ability. Enter this counter stance too early or too late, and you will find yourself locked into the animation without actually countering anything. As for the extra hits on Yusuke's combos that I mentioned, those can be performed with his square triangle and square square triangle combos. Basically, you simply spam the triangle button at the end of his combos for a bunch of extra hits. In the event that you need to be at ranged, you can make use of Yusuke's gun for a small amount of damage. Simply hold down L1 to aim and then press R1 to fire. It's nothing fancy, but it does get the job done when necessary. When not countering enemy attacks or slashing them to bits with his katana, Yusuke can make use of his persona Goemon. Much like with Persona 5, Goemon is a speedy persona that can deal a good amount of physical damage and some magic ice damage as well. It also retains its resistance to ice and weakness to fire. In Strikers specifically though, Goemon has a pretty clear role, and that is to help break enemy shields with critical hits. Every one of the physical attacks that Goemon learns has an increased chance of being a critical hit. And on top of that, he learns the passive skill down technique early on at level 10, which is an ability that increases how much damage is done to shields with critical hits. This is a great skill overall, but where it really shines is during the late game or on harder difficulties, such as the New Game Plus only difficulty mode Risky, as in those situations it can be pretty dangerous to be expending HP for skills. So having an ability that allows even your normal attacks to deal decent shield damage is definitely welcome. Finally, we have Yusuke's Master Arts. For those that haven't seen my other character showcase videos, Master Arts are essentially 4 perks that each character learns as you defeat enemies in battle with them. Sharpened Blade is Yusuke's first Master Art, and it allows for a follow-up combo to be performed after his square square triangle combo. Next is Hyper Counter, which is an interesting one, as it puts Yusuke in a heightened state indicated by a blue aura around him after countering an ability with triangle or after performing his square x4 triangle combo. In this state, he's able to extend the spammable extra hits on his square triangle and square square triangle combos for much longer than normal. Master Thief is another interesting master art that further augments Yusuke's square triangle combo and pairs well with Hyper Counter. Essentially, it adds a Tsukukaja effect to the combo when performed normally, and a Masukukaja effect if you perform the spammable hits at the end of it. Finally, there is Freezing Counter, which converts the damage of Yusuke's counter to ice damage, allowing it to freeze enemies as well as reducing the time it takes before you can move again after countering an enemy attack. And that'll do it for the showcase of Yusuke and Persona 5 Strikers. I'll have plenty more Strikers content coming in the lead up to and after release, so be sure to subscribe to get notified when new videos are released. And if you found this video helpful and informative, please be sure to leave a like as it really does help out. Until next time, take care.